before we do anything, before we continue in the reviewing of the reviewing trilogy, if you will, we need to say goodbye. We need to say goodbye to the two heroes, the two heroes, UNUS and ANNUS, those two. Oh, it is time to say goodbye to them. It's time. It's time. It's almost been a year, and that year has now struck down to the final hour. 55 minutes left on the clock until both of them are lost to the sands of time. Are lost to the sands of time. Are lost to the sands of time. Memento Mori is what they say. A memento, a moment, please. I always said, just a moment, just wait a minute. I'd like to say something, but I never got to say that thing, because without my knowledge, time kept on going on. So it went. A year ago I learned that this channel, that these two beautiful human beings created this soliloquy, this poem, and I ignored them because I just didn't decide to be a part of their own journey. But here I am at the end, where I've been watching them, not the whole time, but I've just been listening in the background, and I've been hearing all the trouble and all the adventure they've been through. Oh, how beautiful that team of editors. They gathered up, so for one episode, please, can we just not focus on memories, but instead on moments and moments in Memento Mori, in Memento Mori, for the eventual death of UNUS and UNUS and ANNUS. Can we just take a moment, a single episode, please, to just be able to say goodbye to two people that I never talked about through the course of their years' existence. Can we just have an episode? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Memoria Freese Y3, Memento Mori, UNUS ANNUS, the final goodbye, if you will. So, we gotta talk. Y'all want to talk? I think y'all want to talk. So, let me first explain what UNUS ANNUS is. Because I think I've mentioned it once or twice, but very briefly. And if I ever mentioned it, again, very briefly, and also just, like, Never. So let me explain what UNUS ANNUS is. UNUS ANNUS is a channel. How can I? Okay. UNUS ANNUS was this channel created by Markiplier and I forget his Markiplier and Ethan. Oh yeah, Cranky Gameplay or Crank Gameplays. Yeah, so Markiplier and Crank Gameplays made this channel about a year ago called UNUS ANNUS. Now, UNUS ANNUS, I think it means 1 year. And so the description of the whole channel was, what would you do if you had only, what would you do if you only had, let me just turn off the music, because this isn't, what would you do if you only had a year left to live? Would you squander the time you were given, or would you make every second count? Welcome to UNUS ANNUS. In exactly 365 days, this channel will be deleted, along with all the daily uploads accumulated since then. Nothing will be saved. Nothing will be re-uploaded. This is your one chance to join us at the onset of our adventure, to be there from the beginning, to make every second count. Subscribe now and relish what little time we have left, or have the choice made for you as we disappear from existence forever. But remember, everything has an end, even you. Memento Mori, UNUS ANNUS. Now, I saw this channel a year ago. I saw the channel trailer for this channel a year ago. And the first video has now amassed 10 million views. I watched it and I thought that was so cool because like I've always admired like Markiplier's creativity and whatnot, and he's like super funny and whatnot. And so for him to like just come out and do this is super cool. I didn't really know Crank Gameplays, and I still don't, but they made this channel called UNUS ANNUS. And I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch any of their videos. I didn't watch any of the moments and the times that they had spent together. I didn't watch any of it because I was too busy letting the clock on my life, the timer on my life, dwindle away, as it still is now. And I did not use that time. I didn't use those days where I was completely bored to just go back, to check it out, just for a minute, just for a second. And I highly regret that. I highly regret that. But ever since I heard that there was 1 week left of UNUS ANNUS, I decided, I didn't watch any of the videos leading up to today, but instead I decided I'm going to watch the final video. Because I watched the very first one, and I watched, and I'm gonna watch the final one. If I didn't watch any of the videos, I'd be really pissed off. Now, I really haven't watched the final live stream. The live stream's still going on. I still haven't watched the whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing. But I've been there. I've had it up on different tabs since it started premiering. I've been there. They've been streaming for almost 12 hours now. And I didn't watch any of the videos. I don't know half of what's going on. All I know is UNUS ANNUS and Memento Mori, and that's all I know. That, and it's gonna end today. In less than an hour, UNUS ANNUS, the YouTube channel, the Reddit, the Twitter, the Instagram, the everything, the merch, to just everything will be deleted. UNUS ANNUS will exist no more after this episode. After this episode is recorded and completed, UNUS ANNUS will not be a thing that you can just look up and find everything about. You only find out UNUS ANNUS through people who watched UNUS ANNUS. I didn't watch all of UNUS ANNUS, but I'm now here to see their final minutes, to see their final fleeting minutes pass by, dwindle down until their unfortunate fall, their unfortunate death. I'm actually watching the stream right now. It's 46 minutes left. They're doing...
1 million people watching? Wow.
1 million people are watching now. I don't know if y'all hear it.
We thought we would have been excited if there were 200,000 people here with us at the end. The fact that there's 1 million people here and putting 1 million people in one room.
That's amazing.
Literally cannot.
I used to do live streams for charity things. I'm sure you should.
Hi to UNUS ANNUS.
Yeah. Go for it.
They just said that they just amassed 1 million viewers currently. They have 1 million concurrent viewers on the final live stream.
People watching at the same time.
I remember the first video that ever got 100 views.
You know what's crazy about this? And I'm just gonna have them in the background because
Things like that in perspective. It's got to be some kind of or close to a record on it.
because I'm just gonna do that.
The record is 8 million. We looked it up.
Never mind that. We're nowhere near.
Apparently, okay. So they're happy. All right, hold on. I got them. Sorry, guys. I need to. I wanna. They just said that they amassed 1 million viewers, concurrent viewers, live, and that's crazy because earlier today I had seen that they were like very close to that, but then they never reached it, and then they dwindled down. So it was like really, it was a really high view count or concurrent view count, and the highest was like 800K, and then it went down to like 700K to 600K to 500K. And then I think it's like been hopping back and forth between 500K and 600K the last time I checked it. But now they're at 1 million. 1 million people are watching them.
We really didn't think that it was going to be what it was, as far as reactions from people go.
No. We didn't know how people would respond to it.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
And like, we know that we've said this a lot, and it's probably going to be a repetitive last hour, but thank you so much for being here. Whether this is the first thing you've seen from UNUS ANNUS, or you've been here since the very, very beginning, this has been such an insanely, like, creative and wonderful year where we've just gotten to make what we wanted, and we made a real impact. And so thank you guys for being a part of this community and for supporting us with this idea, and for coming along on the ride.
It's just really cool, man. It's a whole thing that I missed. I missed an entire journey, but it's sort of like I'm sort of like the. How can I say? I sort of feel like that side character in a fantasy anime, in like a fantasy action anime that's like I'm the side character that met the main characters that like worked as like a bartender or whatever in episode 1, and like the main characters were looking for a place to stay. And I'm that bartender, and it's like, hey, y'all need a place to stay? You can stay at the bar and this and that. I feel like that kind of person is like I saw the two main characters. I saw the two main characters, and I was just a side character. I probably didn't come across their minds ever, and then a year later, or like 2 seasons later, translated into like anime time, or not even like near the end of the show. I mean, like near the end of that fantasy action anime, they come back to the same to the same bar, and they're just, they've been through a lot of struggles, they've been through a lot of this and that, and they just sit down while having a good old swig, a good old beer or whatnot, and they're just there, living their best days out, and they're like, hey, they recognize me. Apparently, somehow they just recognize me. They're like, hey, can you get us some of this and some of that? And then I'm just there, and I just see, and then I maybe talk to them. I don't know. It's just it's a very weird relationship between me and UNUS ANNUS. I was there at the beginning, and I'm here at the end. I was never with them in the middle. I was the side character that they saw in the beginning, that they saw in the end. It's a very interesting way of thinking about it. I just think that is crazy, man. I can't believe it. Like when I realized the other day, or like 2 days ago, that it's like, oh yeah, UNUS ANNUS is going to be ending like Friday. I desperately wanted to just. I desperately just wanted to record all of the UNUS ANNUS videos on my computer. And then that way I could watch them in the future. But then I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'm not gonna do that because it's a sole rule. It's a sole rule of UNUS ANNUS fans or the fandom or just in general to not re-upload any of the videos, to not archive any of the videos. It's supposed to be, you were supposed to experience it in the year, and if you didn't, then you didn't, and that's fine. And it's really poetic, and so I decided not to do that. And what I decided to do was put all of the videos into playlist, and then on top of that, drag the titles of every single episode and then put it into Google Docs. So for the future, I could remember the crazy episodes or the crazy videos that they did in UNUS ANNUS. I may not be able to watch them, but I just wanted to have the titles. I just wanted to keep those titles, because if I couldn't keep the videos, I could keep the titles. And the titles, yeah. And so as today, dwindled by, as it is dwindling by, I was like, I want to be able to remember UNUS ANNUS. I want to remember UNUS ANNUS. I want to be able to remember UNUS ANNUS in the future. I want to have something so I can remember UNUS ANNUS tomorrow. Not just tomorrow, but a week from now. Not just a week from now, but a month from now. Not just a month from now, but a year from now. Maybe a decade from now. I want to have something. I wanted to have something. And luckily enough, I stumbled upon their merch store a few days ago. And it was my first time there. It was my first time in their merch store for UNUS ANNUS. And their merch store had a lot of this and it had a lot of that. And the jackets were like $50 and this was like that much, but we're not talking about prices. I wanted to find something simple and cute that I could possibly get from that merch store, buy it, and then, be able to remember UNUS ANNUS forever. So I looked through the stuff. There were some t-shirts that I liked. I was thinking about getting the Founders t-shirt, which is like the very first t-shirt they released for UNUS ANNUS, and I thought that would be cool. And then I found like a lanyard, and then this, and then that. And I told my mom, like, hey mom, I really want to get one of these things. And she's like, but I don't think you want a t-shirt, because the t-shirts, the t-shirts had a minimalistic design, but it's like, that's the point. It's just, I wanted the founder's t-shirt, and the founder's t-shirt had a minimalistic design, but it's like, that's what makes it good. Anyway, my point is, after much debate, my mom saw that there was a pin on the website, and so she was like, and it was only $8, and so she said, like, yeah, let's get it. And so we got it. And I'm just so happy, because I didn't watch UNUS ANNUS the entire year. I wasn't there for them. I wasn't there for their journey. I wasn't a part of the fandom. I wasn't there to see all their funny skits. But I'm glad that I'm here now. I'm glad that I'm here now, recording a video as their last moments play in the background. Oh, they have a coffin. They have a black and white coffin.
Okay. Do you want us to give you a eulogy? I would love to.
Oh, somebody is laying in the coffin.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that looks super comfortable though. And it's like cushions and everything.
Eternal sleep.
And she's gone. It's just, I wasn't there for them, and now it's only at the end where you realize how much they matter, even though I didn't watch them at all. It only took me to the end. It only took me 2 seconds of watching the beginning of this live stream to be like, fuck, dude. I regret not watching this journey so much. The minute I got into that, the minute that live stream started, live, they said something that just caught me completely off guard, and I just started laughing. And, again, I haven't watched the whole stream today. I haven't watched all of the things that they've done. But they've talked about how passionate and how proud they are of their editor team, or their team of editors, and they're proud of the community. Whether you heard them earlier. They said, we're proud. Like, we thank you even if this is your very first UNUS ANNUS video, or you've been with us through this entire journey, and I find that like just beautiful. I couldn't have asked for something. I couldn't have asked for a better line to hear, because I regret so much. I regret it so much that I didn't watch UNUS ANNUS. I wasn't there. I wasn't there to see all the funny bits. I wasn't there to see all the potential funny storylines and funny quips and all that. I wasn't there for that. I didn't watch any of that. And in 30 minutes, all of that is going to be just gone forever. There's no way I can watch it. There's no way I can watch 365 videos. Probably could fit an entire day. There's no way I'm going to be able to watch an entire day's worth of UNUS ANNUS in their last 30 minutes. There's no way. And that's just how it has to be. And I just don't know, man. I just don't know. It's oh, they're making their last tweet, I think. They're saying hashtag Memento Mori.
Why are you showing the screen, everybody?
I can't. Oh. There we go. Wait. Hold on. It's not letting me.
Not letting you get rid of it.
Name can't be blank.
Just leave it as UNUS ANNUS, I guess. That's fine. Just set it private.
We'll delete all the tweets later.
Yeah. Not that we have that many. The UNUS ANNUS social media presence was not strong, which a lot of marketing execs are probably pulling their hair out, wondering how we got to where we
But
are.
I think people can appreciate that because it proves that it was just like us, you know?
Yeah,
There's no team outside of the people whose names everyone already knows.
yeah. It really was its own beast, and I think that's what makes it beautiful. And I think, you know, we never talked about that, but we knew we had to, like, make a new kind of entity when we did this. Obviously, like, we could have deleted our own channels, but I'd like to keep making videos.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but got a lot more.
That's the other thing that I really love about UNUS ANNUS that I've just learned today from their little like rants and heart-to-hearts that just started out as like, you know, just like, oh, you know, this seems like a good idea. They were trying to come up with titles and all this kind of stuff, and then they just came up with UNUS ANNUS, and then, well, we're here now, and it's just they what I love about it is that, you know, they just, it was a passion project. You know, the whole day, I haven't said this in the video, but I'm gonna say it now. The whole day I've been calling UNUS ANNUS a social experiment. But it's really not a social experiment. It's a learning curve. It's a lesson. It's a lesson to not just you, to not just me, but the world. Everyone that has watched or hasn't watched UNUS ANNUS. It's a lesson to everyone. That even when you least expect it, your time is dwindling. Everyone's time is dwindling. And it's just something so beautiful that I wish I could have been more a part of. But I wasn't. Yet here I am now. I'm here on their final moments. I'm here not interviewing, but I'm here commentating on their final moments, on their final minutes, mere minutes, under half an hour, until the death, extinction, riddance. Well, not really riddance, that sounds a bit rude, but just, they're gonna be gone. Once, the minute that UNUS ANNUS ends, the minute when UNUS and ANNUS die, is the minute in which this episode is the second in which this episode is the millisecond of this episode in which I will end the episode. And when this episode ends, don't think of it as an end to another episode that it's like, hey, it's an episode to fill in because, you know, next episode, you know, because you was probably too tired to review the episode 7 or episode 6. But no, it's not. I wanted to record this, and it was very last minute, yes. But I wanted to record this video because I realized, because look, here's the whole thing. I want to talk about this. I have been just focused the entire afternoon in my mind, in the back of my mind, on UNUS ANNUS. I haven't watched a majority of the live stream, but it's been playing on my computer. It's been playing on my phone. It's been playing everywhere. It's been in the back of my mind the entire day. And I wanted to be able to see the final hour. But then if I saw the final hour, my plan was that I was going to see the final hour, and then after the final hour I was going to record Memoria Freese. But here's the thing. I'm very not wanting to review episode 6 at 3 in the morning. And so instead, I decided...
Thank you guys for all of your submissions.
They're saying goodbye to the Reddit.
and all of your funny memes.
And they said goodbye to the Twitter.
Been a wild ride.
Been a wild
Take it,
ride.
right.
There we go.
Try to go see it. Don't show this yet, but just try to go to UNUS ANNUS Reddit.
Not ready, please.
They're trying to search out the UNUS ANNUS Reddit, even though to prove that, you know, people can't really find it. It's gone. It's all fading away.
Switch to the screen.
Yep.
Wait.
It's all dwindling down.
Okay, go back.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. I'm looking straight at it.
I think so.
I think they also deleted the Instagram.
No more Reddit.
Tons of amazing posts. Completely unmoderated for a year.
God. How did that work?
I know, right?
Oh, I was.
Completely unmoderated.
Wow.
I cannot believe it survived like that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no, I was the only mod.
It's the Wild West.
It really was, but God, funny stuff on there.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much. Really, you know, I guess, you know, there were people that were asking, like, is Reddit going to stay? Is Twitter going to stay? Is like, the answer was no, clearly. But thank you for the year that we had to see those memes, to see those posts. All that's left is just to get the channel ready to go.
Yeah.
I think we should at least get to the point where we can see the button.
Let's do it.
Damn.
Don't show the screen.
Don't show this.
Damn. Yeah, I came up with the idea that UNUS ANNUS is ending, and I won't ever get a chance like this ever again. And so, I decided to just make an entire episode of Memoria Freese about the death, about the final goodbye, about my goodbye to UNUS ANNUS, a channel that I didn't watch anything of. I didn't watch anything. Not a single minute, not a single second of anything that they made except for the beginning and the end. Except for the prologue and the epilogue. I've only seen the beginning and the end. And not everything in between. And everything, and not, yeah. And I wanted to make this episode because I knew I had to make this. I know that I have to make this. I want to make this. And technically, this episode isn't really violating the UNUS ANNUS code. I'm not re-uploading anything. I'm not archiving anything. I'm simply just here, in my home, in my house. It's late at night, with my phone, recording a game based on an anime that I'm not even listening to the music of, while listening to UNUS ANNUS in the background. I wanted to make this episode. I want this episode to be a thing. And
I punched a hole in the wall in the workout room.
I know you did.
wow.
You knew? This whole time? How? But how? How could you know?
That was funny. That was funny. Apparently Mark punched a hole in the workout room, and somebody already knew that. That was funny. Somebody, I forget who the somebody was. Oh God, I'm gonna get hate. I mean, actually, I won't, because I don't know. It's a. So like I was saying, as much as I love, the current love, the current hype, the current admiration that I have for UNUS ANNUS, as their time dwindles down, is the same admiration, is the same, just passion. I'm going to put the same emotion I'm going to put into making the thumbnail for this episode. Because there's no way I'm going to make the thumbnail for this episode just a blue fucking background. There's no fucking way. I'm going to make this thing, I'm going to make this thumbnail so fucking baller, dude. I don't want to get copyrighted for that song, but it's an UNUS ANNUS song covered by somebody else. I don't know. What an interesting episode. Hey, look, I'll be right back. So here we are, folks. Here we are. I wanted to get the timer on the video, which means yes, we are out of Memoria Freese. We've been for the entire episode. It's not really a surprise, but I want to be able to share these last 18 minutes and 20. See, time is dwindling as I say this. It's crazy. It's nearly the end. It's so... I don't know what to think. It's just... It's so beautiful to see people create something and then having not... It's so beautiful to see something be created and then... It's so beautiful to see... It's so beautiful to hear... that something is being created. And then to see it in its final minutes, in its final phases, in its final hours of mastering complete perfection, in mastering its final goal and obtaining its final goal and reaching its final goal. There's just something about that is just so great.
Don't join the barrel. Should we prepare channel?
It's time.
I don't actually know where to do.
Oh, it is.
They're preparing the page. They're preparing the window on the desktop to delete the channel. They're basically going to delete your channel page.
That won't do. You have to go through there first.
And I'm not.
You have to get in here. Don't join anything.
I won't have any time to say this. Well, I am gonna have time to say this. I won't have any time to show this. I won't show this.
Why we have to make sure we're ready 16 minutes in advance.
But
Yes.
but what I will say, I don't know what I was saying. Basically, the timer on the live stream is being shown through like a square TV, like a small TV, like a vintage TV that's just a box, and at the top right, just like most of the Memoria Freese videos, there's a blue circle symbol. There's a blue circle. I think it's like Pasonic or something, but here. I don't know. It's something. It's cool that I also have something similar to that. It's just, dude, it's crazy. I'm also super thirsty. I haven't drank anything this entire episode.
This moment.
That is so low. So low.
So low. Yeah.
It's so low.
Yeah, I guess we could just full screen this.
Or they're gonna full screen it.
F11.
Where's function?
I guess it's different on Mac.
It's already full screen.
Right. Click the drop downs for that. The delete section.
This.
Yeah. There it is.
Would you guys like to thank the team working on the stream today?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Big,
We would. Oh no, you go. You know better.
big thank you to the people at Real Good Touring. Link down in the description below for as long as the link lasts.
It won't be that much. That's right. It won't be that much longer.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
For throwing all this together, pretty last minute to be honest.
Yeah.
Big thank you to the whole team here for putting up with us all day, for making
Yeah.
the last day so special.
Wow.
Yeah. Just.
14 minutes left. 14 minutes left. We're 13 minutes and 48 seconds. Well, 3 minutes. Yeah, sorry. We're 3 minutes and 40 seconds until we're down to the wire of 10 minutes remaining. This is... It's just...
And thank you guys for being here every single day for the last 365 days.
365 days is enough to change an entire lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Keep it here from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well.
There's no time for solos.
Yeah.
There might still be time to look at one last clip.
Like what?
I don't know.
What about the first video?
We watched the first
It
video.
was the first one.
The very first one?
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally true.
We did.
It's just...
It's like, what do you do in the last few moments? It's like, I don't know. What do we do?
And I'm not gonna compare it. But here's what it feels like. All right, here's what it feels like being here, seeing the end of UNUS ANNUS. This is what it feels like. What it feels like, and I'm not sure how this would feel like, and I'm not sure how anybody would feel like this, except I do, because it's almost like being there for the final few minutes of the possible episode 1444 of this series. It's almost seeing those last 10 minutes, those last few minutes, those dwindling minutes pass by of an adventure. And that's sort of what it feels like.
So why not? Go over to youtube.com/Markiplier.
I think it would be really interesting. I think it's, it's a thing. How do I explain this? I think it'd be really interesting that just like me with UNUS ANNUS, there's someone out there who watched the first episode of Memoria Freese, the series, and then completely forgot about the rest, or just didn't care for it, only to then get in the recommended one day if they subscribe to me or whatever, to then see the finale either being uploaded, or maybe it's going to be live streamed, I don't know, but just clicking on that live stream, clicking on the video, and seeing how much has changed over the course of those 1,444 episodes, those 1,444 days. And I don't know how someone would feel, but I don't know. I think it would be something very interesting to feel. Because here I am now. I watched the beginning and now I am at the end. I didn't watch any of the middle. And I just like to think that at some point in the future, there will be someone out there that once episode 1444 of this series is either being live streamed, premiered, recorded, that one person, just one person, will enter the live stream being like, oh yeah, I watched episode 1 of this series. This is now episode 1444. That's crazy. And they're just seeing everything that's changed. They don't know about everything. They didn't see all of the story. They didn't discover everything along the way. But they were here. But they were at the beginning. They saw the beginning. And they would see the end. That's my hope. That's what I'd like to think. That someone just like me with my relationship with UNUS ANNUS, that someone out there can have the same relationship as I do with UNUS ANNUS, with Memoria Freese.
Because we were too excited.
And there was a lot of like.
We're down to the wire.
It was just like
The last 8 minutes.
It has to be. The payoff at the end is more worth it. The more work we put into it. It's like blowing up a big balloon and more air you put in. It's a bad analogy. Like just roll with it. Bad analogies, but it's just like the more you put into it, the more fireworks you pack in there, the more beautiful it's going to be.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. No, and it was a big endeavor to take on. Because, like, we both have a lot of stuff going on in our own lives, in our own channels.
This is...
So to take on another channel for
This is
daily stuff,
just...
with another
Wow.
person is a lot. And,
I can't believe that, like, I'm actually recording this, that I'm actually here, that I'm actually seeing the end of UNUS ANNUS. You know, a year ago, it's really interesting, because a year ago,
we can look back, and sure, the videos weren't always on time, but
I can't remember...
we did not miss a single day. We did not miss a single video.
I can't remember how my life was like a year ago from today. When I first found out about UNUS ANNUS, I don't remember what I was feeling, what I was going through. I don't remember any of that. But now that I've said that, I do. I do remember everything that I was feeling a year ago. I do remember all the struggles I was going through a year ago. I remember everything from a year ago. And it's just... It's crazy to think how so much has changed with me
Amy, what was your favorite moment?
in that year.
Do you want to come over here for the
You know,
last few minutes?
I completely forgot how... I mean, I didn't completely forget, but, like... It's just... A year has passed. All I know is that a year has passed and so much has happened. So much of it is positive, so much of it is negative.
Those were really nice. One of my favorite moments too was the moment
But-
that we left in the desert.
But, like...
Three of us.
So much of it, so much has happened to me that's been positive, and so much has been negative since I first learned of UNUS ANNUS. So much. So much. I've made friends upon friends. I became more involved with people. I played more games. I watched more shows. I talked to more people. I had lots of experiences. I had a lot of heartbreak. Had a lot of this and that. It's a bit of a jumbled up story that I don't want to save. That I'd rather save for another day. Because even though every episode of Memoria Freese is in some way related to me and my life, this episode isn't about me.
Well, we'll do it after.
This episode is about UNUS and ANNUS.
How do you guys know I haven't gotten in the coffin yet?
We've been.
Memento
He
Mori.
has been alone with the coffin.
Yeah, how do you know I haven't been?
Oh.
2.
5 minutes left.
We have 5 minutes left. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I know we've said it a lot,
Yeah.
but we, with UNUS ANNUS, but also individually, we would not be anywhere on this platform without the community. You guys are truly what makes it possible for us to create the stuff that we create.
And you will have bragging rights for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That you were here at the end.
Yeah.
The very end.
Very end.
The very end.
And you know what I'm glad that we have bragging rights over? Is that we did this. And to our knowledge, no one has done something like this before. No
Yep.
one has set out to make the kind of stuff that we did for a year and then delete it all with the same tone and the same passion and the same goal that we had.
This is just...
And there's probably going to be people that do it after us.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
But, and it is a little narcissistic, no one will do it like us.
Yep.
Nobody.
Yep.
And we're the first to do this thing. And we did it well. And we
That's
did
some
it,
big bragging rights they got.
I
Damn.
don't know, with so much
Pog.
Of course there were times where, it was a grind. And it was a lot to take in and it was overwhelming.
By the way, the timer on that you're seeing in the video
So much
is a
passion.
few seconds behind the timer that they're showing on the live stream.
It's time.
It's time.
There's 3 minutes left on the live stream.
Move my hat.
Holy shit. It's really
Here
it.
we go.
It's really the ending.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just wait here in silence.
I'm really happy.
I'm really happy.
I'm really happy.
There's no tears here. There's. That's really the thing. Yeah, we didn't mess it up. We didn't.
Because that was the scariest part going into it was like.
You have a mic?
Oh,
Where'd that go?
Oh, apparently she doesn't have a mic.
She's on number. It's on the bottom.
1.
Number 1.
2 minutes left.
Because my fear was like, what if we get a month in and like we see like what if you
Yeah.
have another project that you want to prioritize? I'm like,
Yeah.
we can't.
They were worried about switching to another project and prioritizing another project.
Not feeling this honest.
Yeah.
A long text and then I was like, "Hi, JK, when are we filming?"
Jesus Christ, yeah. It was like a long take.
I
Wow.
just went on and on. I was like, "Man, sorry, I'm really not
Wow.
feeling this."
Yeah.
That's really it. We're really down to it.
What did you say then?
Me, I don't know.
It
It doesn't matter.
We're almost done.
All right, should we show that screen
Sure.
at the end?
Oh, wow.
Make us bigger.
They're showing the screen.
Make us
The
bigger.
screen
It's
that,
worth saying that we don't know what's gonna happen.
that says
We didn't test it. Like we don't know.
that says
So,
delete their YouTube
here we
channel.
go. The following videos will be permanently deleted.
Wow.
You will lose access to your purchase. Oh, fuck off.
Our free trial of YouTube Premium that
So
we're
what'll
currently
happen is-
using.
We
When
are
this-
about to cross over.
1 minute
When
left.
this hits 0, we all won't press it together, but we'll all be here, hand on the computer. Amy, can you click the
No.
button?
Yeah.
You guys click it. You guys click it.
It's fine. Ethan, you click. We'll all be hands in here,
Okay.
and then if there's a confirmation window,
UNUS ANNUS.
it'll hit 0. This is it, guys. There's no more.
UNUS ANNUS. UNUS ANNUS. UNUS ANNUS. UNUS ANNUS. UNUS ANNUS.
Don't take any second for granted.
Make the most of your time. Memento Mori.
Memento Mori.
Yes.
ANNUS.
Honest.
All three of
of us together.
Yeah.
Ready? One,
Ooh,
2, 3.
Unus annus, unus annus, unus annus, unus annus, unus annus, unus annus.